David Christian, Origin Story, A Big History of Everything. Embark on a thrilling journey through the history of everything with David Christian's Origin Story. In this book's summary, you'll dive into the transformative threshold moments that created our universe and uncover the Goldilocks conditions that allowed these changes to occur. Prepare to gain a deep understanding of the Big Bang, star formations, the birth of planets, the emergence of life, and key evolutionary steps that led to the world we live in today. Explore these fascinating aspects of our cosmic story in an engaging and comprehensible manner, perfect for anyone curious about the history and formation of everything around us.
Thresholds in our origins. Our origin story is marked by key thresholds, moments when more complex things emerged under specific, favorable conditions known as Goldilocks conditions. While we can explain most thresholds, we don't know what triggered the Big Bang that created the universe 13.8 billion years ago. At the instant of the Big Bang, the universe was smaller than an atom, and it contained only energy that rapidly split into different forces and simple matter which, in turn, led to more complex structures. Protons and neutrons combined to become nuclei, and within 380,000 years, the first atoms of helium and hydrogen were formed. The universe began tiny but has been expanding since then. Star births and deaths. The birth and death of stars were integral processes in the evolution of the universe and Earth's formation. The formation of stars occurred only when the correct conditions were established 100 million years after the Big Bang. Gravity pulled dense clouds of matter closer together, eventually leading to fusion and the creation of stars. When large stars die, they create an explosion of energy that produces many elements found in the periodic table and enriches the universe, ultimately leading to the formation of Earth and the development of life. The Sun's role in planet formation. The Sun is responsible for the formation of planets, including Earth. After the formation of our Sun, a mass of debris consisting of gas, dust, and ice was left over, while lighter elements were blasted away. Closer to the Sun, rocky planets were formed due to the abundance of chemicals like oxygen, aluminum, and iron. Over time, these particles collided, eventually forming larger objects like meteors and planets. Evidence of this process can still be seen today in the slightly tilted Uranus and the formation of Earth's moon. Though humans have only known about our solar system, recent studies have shown that most stars have planets, raising the possibility of many different kinds of planets in the universe. Astronomists are working to identify the conditions that enable life on a planet. The building blocks of life. Life is built out of tiny molecular machines that work inside cells to tap into energy, adapt to their environment, reproduce, and evolve. The molecules from which life is built can emerge spontaneously under the right conditions. Stanley Miller's experiment in 1953 demonstrated that amino acids, the basis for all proteins, could emerge in the right environment. Earth had the right combination of temperature and chemicals to allow for the emergence and maintenance of life. Temperature and the presence of carbon dioxide are crucial for self-regulating life on Earth. This stability has allowed Earth to cope with the Sun's increasing warmth for over 4 billion years, unlike other planets such as Venus. What were the earliest life forms, and how did they evolve? These questions remain, but the emerging understanding of the building blocks of life is a fascinating reminder of the enormous complexity of the natural world. The history of life. The book explores the evolution of life, starting from single-celled organisms called prokaryotes. The innovation of photosynthesis resulted in the first energy boom, dramatically increasing the amount of life in the early oceans. As a form of photosynthesis evolved, oxygen was produced, forming an ozone layer and enabling algae to grow on land. The oxygen also caused an oxygen holocaust, leading to a retreat of prokaryotes to the deep ocean. Eukaryotes emerged, contributing to the stabilization of atmospheric temperature through oxygen uptake. The ability to reproduce sexually added genetic variation, accelerating the pace of evolution. Emergence of complex life. The evolution of life on Earth led to the emergence of complex multicelled organisms. The transition of life from the ocean to land led to the development of plants, fungi, and animals. The rise of photosynthesizing plants brought about the high oxygen atmosphere we know today. Evolution promoted the development of intelligence, and natural selection favored information processing. The extinction of dinosaurs allowed mammals, such as primates, to flourish and evolve into the forms of life that eventually led to humans. The power of language. Humans evolved tremendously in the last 6 million years. From walking on two legs to learning how to use tools and control fire, it was only with Homo sapiens, through language, that we achieved something radically different. Language enabled a complexity and precision of information sharing, making collective learning possible. As a result, we enjoyed a feast of new information, advancing our efficient use of energy and resources as well as advanced forms of leisure. With knowledge accumulated through language, better use of resources increased population growth, totaling a 12-fold increase in human energy consumption over 30,000 years. From small communities across the globe with varied diets, decent health, and leisure, we were about to pass a new threshold in our development. Farming, a necessity for human evolution. The Natufians, an ancient community of humans, transitioned from foraging to farming due to population pressures. Despite its challenges, farming proved to be a major innovation in human history, as it allowed for greater mastery of energy and resources. With the use of animals like horses and the development of complex irrigation systems, farming facilitated the growth of human populations and the emergence of complex societies. The Natufians, a community of several hundred people who lived on the shores of the eastern Mediterranean, were foragers before population growth forced them to adopt new techniques to increase the productivity of their land. Despite the initial reluctance to farm due to the grueling nature of the work, humans persisted and farming emerged as a major innovation in the evolution of human societies. Farming allowed humans to master energy and resources, and with the use of animals like horses, it paved the way for the growth of human populations and the emergence of complex societies. Early farmers in modern-day Iraq developed complex systems of canals that required thousands of workers and significant coordination from leaders. As human populations continued to grow, societies had to develop new rules and behaviors, resulting in even more rapid change. Farming was a necessity for human evolution, and its innovations continue to shape our lives today. The evolution of surplus. The development of surpluses in farming led to increased specialization and trade in communities, as seen through the evolution of pottery in Mesopotamia and the compilation of standardized professions in Europe. As surpluses and populations grew, the interconnectivity of communities grew as well, with rulers building roads to enable trade. This exchange between humans would eventually shape our world as we know it today. The power of information and energy. Christopher Columbus's voyage across the Atlantic opened up the world to the exchange of ideas and information. The ability to widely test ideas led to the discovery of fossil fuel energy, which revolutionized human life again. Coal extraction increased by 55 times between 1800 and 1900. The discovery of electricity powered another wave of innovations by revolutionizing communication. The invention of the telegram enabled communication at the speed of light. The combined power of information and energy transformed the world and allowed for unprecedented progress. The rise of humans. For the first time, humans have become the dominant force in the history of the universe, affecting the Earth's environment. The Anthropocene era, our current time, is marked by unprecedented economic growth and technological innovation, which has created vast inequality. While we have benefited from these advancements, the Anthropocene has also taken a toll on the environment, causing biodiversity to decline, leading to the extinction of many species, including primates, and destabilizing our ecosystem by increasing carbon dioxide levels. This summary highlights the need for humans to take responsibility for their actions and mitigate their impact on the planet. The long-term effects of our actions. Earth will eventually become sterile and be swallowed by the sun, but humans' actions over the next few decades will have consequences for thousands of years. The Stockholm Resilience Center has outlined the planetary boundaries, including biodiversity and climate change, that if crossed, will endanger our future. Unfortunately, we have already surpassed the boundary for biodiversity and are getting closer to the climate change boundaries. However, if we aim for a sustainable world, where humanity achieves a new level of complexity and stability, that allows us to self-regulate just as our Earth self-regulates, we could have human societies for thousands of years to come. The key is to prioritize a goal worth achieving and avoid prioritizing short-term needs.
In conclusion, Origin Story invites us to seek a better future by understanding our past. Although the Anthropocene era has brought prosperity and progress, the consequences of our actions threaten our survival, with climate change and loss of biodiversity placing humans and Earth in precarious positions. Drawing inspiration from the ideas presented, we must aim to create a sustainable world, where economic growth no longer dominates, and balance and long-lasting stability prevail. When we acknowledge and overcome the challenges that lie ahead, we can create societies destined to last for thousands or even hundreds of thousands of years, a future worth striving for.